The farmers moved south. Oh yes, farmers moved south, but the land was not suitable for farming. You cannot grow orange in wetland, so farmers had to transform the wetland into land suitable for farming. To do that, you have to drain the water from the land and move the water elsewhere and divert to the water source such as the rivers. Hundreds of miles of drainage canals were built in the wetlands. Now these areas, the new areas the farmer moved to, used to be warm and unlikely to freeze. However, recently the area has become susceptible to freeze. Now we are trying to understand why. Is it some global temperature change or weather pattern like El Nino or something? Well, there are two theories. One idea is, as you suggested, that major weather patterns, something like El Nino, were responsible. But the other idea, and this is the one that I personally subscribe to. So the changes in the temperature pattern have been brought about by the loss of wetlands. Well, think about what we've been studying so far. We discussed the impact of landscapes on temperature, right? What effect does the ho, ho, body of water have on an area? Oh yeah, bodies of water tend to absorb the heat during the day, and then they release the heat at night. Yes, exactly. What you just said is what I want you all to understand. Bodies of water release heat and moisture back into the environment. So places near large bodies of water are generally milder, slightly warmer than those without water. And what I another thing is that the loss of the wetland has created a situation where the local temperature in the area are not slightly different, slightly colder than they were 100 years before the wetlands were drained. Do we know what the temperature was like back then? Well, we are able to estimate this. We have data about South Florida's current landscape. The front cover. and we are able to reconstruct the data about the landscape prior to 1900. Then we enter those data information about what the landscape looked like before and after the wetland was rain. We enter the data into a computer weather model. This model can predict temperatures, and when all the data were entered, an overall cooling trend was predicted by the model. How much colder does it get now? Well, actually, the model shows a drop of only a few degrees Celsius, but this is enough to cause dramatic damage to crops if temperatures overnight are already very close to freezing point. Then this drop of just a few degrees can take the temperatures below freezing, and freezing causes frosts which kill crops. This demanding frost wouldn't happen if the wetland was still in existence, just as a tiny temperature difference can have major consequences.